They're starting even at like a minute before time. It looks like we're streaming on Twitch already. Are we coming through on YouTube? Come along now. I'm not doing anything. I'm not doing any hosting or saying hello until I see it saying streaming. It's streaming. Go on. Demo Drop 14 with myself, Dave Columbo Jenkins, and special guest, Sonnet. We've got Sonnet in the house. It's been a couple of months since we've done a demo drop for reasons that regular viewers will know or anybody participating will know. My internet is rubbish. I'm not having a very good service from Vodafone or Openreach where I am in my rural area in Wales. It's been a nightmare and it's been stressing me out. And we've decided if the internet goes down, then we're just going to come back next Wednesday instead. I'm not going to try and stress myself out like I did last time. I really wound myself up. I'm looking at the Wi-Fi thing in the corner of my laptop screen and it's saying like, hey, Sequest is already here, or Sequest. I never know how to pronounce that. I'm sorry. I'm going to go Sequest. We've already got one person in the chat. This is fucking brilliant. Right, I'm going to try and ignore the fact that my little Wi-Fi thing is only on one little blip at the corner of my screen. Sonnet, how are you doing, man? Thank you so much for joining me.
It's great to be here. Thank you for having me. It's been a long time coming, I think.
It has. Hello, how are you doing? Is it Meech or Meech? I was just talking to you on email, so we got two people in the chat. That's amazing. It's great to have you on here, and like the whole story of this is just fantastic. I know we spoke about this on A.M.C radio on the weekend. Hey, Hash. Hey, yo, some guy called Sonnet's in the chat. Like,
I'll be tapping in the chats.
Brilliant. I'm not multi-skilled enough. I'm just about ready enough to just play the music and talk about it. But I know we spoke about this on the radio on Saturday. But like you being here is a real moment because we met on the demo drop. Your release is coming out on August the 10th. Melon. This is a real moment. This is a bit of a full circle moment, really, isn't it?
Yeah, it's crazy. We spoke about it recently, and we've made it happen. And I'm really pleased to be here. To be honest, it's something that I've wanted to do. Wanted to judge other people's music.
But it's brilliant. I mean, people have really been very favouratively judging your music. I mean, every time when you've sent in a demo and I played it, the chat room's gone off. There's been emojis everywhere. There's been a real vibe, hasn't there? So that must be quite a cool experience for you to kind of be on the receiving end of that.
Oh, 100%. It's something that I didn't plan on receiving that way. And I made one song, and then it came through with such, I don't know, high praise. I thought, okay, I'm gonna have to make one every single week, and I did.
Brilliant. And now we're like a couple of EPs deep. Now we've got the first EP coming out on August the 10th. We announced the second EP, Bobby, on the radio as well on Saturday. So there's already a second EP. We're talking about a third EP. And you've got something new to drop on me on this show as well, haven't you?
Yeah, I'm not sure if you've heard it. You might have heard it before, but I don't think so. So that'll be cool to see your reaction on that.
Brilliant. You're going to see it live on Zoom on this stream. So yes, what's going on? DJ Clockwise, Spectra T as well. We got Dysfunction in the house. This is brilliant. What's going on? Hash DJ Clockwise. This is brilliant. Let's just get to business. Let's play the first tune. It was actually going to be Dysfunction because they were the first person to actually send over a track to me. But then asked to be a little bit delayed because of other stuff. Now they're in the chat anyway. But we're going to start with Heathen and Stony. This is Project Cyanide. So I'm going to bring this up now. And then we're going to synchronize because you won't be able to hear what I'm playing and stuff. So we're going to synchronize. So if you get Heathen and Stony up as well, and we'll do the whole kind of like 1, 2, 3 and both play. Everybody, please let me know if the tunes are coming in loud enough and stuff like that, whether I need to adjust the volumes and things like that. Right, here we go. 1, 2, 3. So let me know if you can hear this in the chat, if the volume levels are coming through okay. Big up Rolling Resistance, big up Damage Man. So is this coming through okay, everybody? Feeling this has got a bounce to it. Oh no, hold on, is that me? That might be me, I might be coming in too loud. Really liking this groove. There's a nice bit of space around this. Heathen has been on the show a few times. Yes, go on, Plasma Tour. Stereo right. The crew are all locking in. This is brilliant. Please, please, please be good to us, Vodafone. And then maybe you could sponsor the show or something.
Yeah, they've got to make some sort of reparations.
Yeah. Or just give me a discount on my next bill. Or free phone.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought that was going to drop straight away then. I like this.
I love those stretch vocals.
Okay. Oof. A very, very, very bubbly way to start this show. Yeah, everything's coming through really, really nicely here. What's going on, Dub Wilder? Stereo Ripe saying punchy bass, definitely. Real kind of skippy. There's loads of energy here. Some type of crazy emoji there from Spectra T. This is wicked. I think this might be the best one that you've sent over, Heathen. You've been on the show quite a few times. Ooh. Now, Heathen's got a history. I wish I could remember the label name, but he was around about 20 years ago and doing quite a lot of things in drum and bass, and it's kind of making a bit of a comeback. He's an old fella like me.
You can tell that he knows.
That bit. I like those bubbly subs. Ooh. Do you know what? I was literally about to fade it out so we could start chatting, and then that happened. So I think there's enough variation for me to let this play out.
Yeah, I'd happily let this play out. It's nice.
Go on. Thank you very much, Spectra T. I think if I told you my real age, no, if I told you my real age, you go, yeah, that's about right. I was gonna big myself up and say I've got youthful looks for a second. I got youthful energy, but I think I definitely look my age. I don't dress my age. I don't behave my age. So Dysfunction is very much onto this. The sound design on that bass is nice. It really is, isn't it? So there we go. We could kind of tell that it's fading now there, as it's kind of coming to an end. We've got 21 tunes to go. So I am being a little bit ruthless with the whole kind of, I'll tell you what, I was going to fade it out, but there we are. I'm just going to stop that, make it nice and simple. I was really, really feeling now. That's the best thing the Heathen has sent us. I'm not too sure who Stoney is on that. It's called, actually, I do know he has said on an email. So I'm just going to quickly look that up because I think it's somebody new who he's working with, if my memory serves me correct. Well, what did you think of that, man?
I thought it was really cool. The use of space in the intro is really good. It sets up the drop really well with the sort of punchy sub, 808s, I would say. The newer sort of re-space coming in the actual drop section is really cool. I like the sound design on it. I liked how wide it was.
Yeah.
I've got like a little spectrogram going on my other screen. I was sort of keeping an eye on it, and it's all seems really well mixed. Kicks are sitting well. Yeah.
Cool. Nice. So the whole spectrum analyzer thing, like the last time I had a guest on the show was James from Solar, and the spectrum analyzer thing was his thing. Like that was like, and he was live mastering stuff and tweaking things on the stream. I mean, for me, it kind of shattered an illusion and stuff like that for me, like how kind of mathematical he was. But he assured me, and all producers in the chat are going to know this. This is the final 10%. It's the magic on the track. The magic it's the magic sprinkle. The real creative magic happens before. How important is like using the spectrum analyzer to you when you're creating? When do you bring that in to start like referencing when you're making a track?
I will bring that in probably at the end. I don't really get too mathematical with my sort of stuff, purely just because I used to do that. I used to get so in the weeds with like, okay, I need to cut out all the harsh frequencies and stuff. I don't do that anymore. I can't be asked. It's
Right.
good. It sounds good. That's probably the completely wrong thing to say.
No, I like that. I think you're letting yourself be totally creatively free there and not tying yourself down with like frequencies and stuff like that.
Exactly. I did do that, and I did that for a very long time, but it's just, I don't know. Find it more like a job if I'm doing that.
Yeah, definitely. I guess like you want to know that you're on the right track. So what's going on? Like Hash has just said, mass is for nerds. Absolutely. And Ethera, what's going on? Hello, Ethera as well. So this is brilliant. So yeah, there's been a lot of love for that. Stoney is a new artist. I knew that I'd read it somewhere on an email. So it's a new artist that Heathen has been working with as well. I am going to try and share the socials in the chat as we go along. But should we go on to the next track?
Yes, is that Damage Man, yeah?
I believe so. So I'm going to, because my computer's a bit laggy, so I want to make sure I'm closing all of my windows as much as I can. And I'll tell you one thing that I want to do, and I will be doing throughout the day or throughout the evening, is sharing this, right? Everybody watching, please do a pre-save on this. This is Sonnet's EP. This EP is a total result of the demo drop. This is proof of what can happen with the demo drop when you're getting involved and you're sending music and it all kind of works together, and we are compatible as well. Like, not everybody, I would love to sign absolutely everything, but I know then I wouldn't be doing the artist a service if I was doing that. But if it works, it's really working. And I mean, we've got like K Motionz playing some of these tunes that have been first ever played on the demo drop at Rampage to 10,000 people and stuff. So this is what the demo drop is all about. And that link there, please do pre-save, do whatever you can to make sure that we just get as many people listening to it and get as many streams and plays and downloads and stuff, and really get Sonnet to where he needs to be. And now let's listen to Damage Man. So another like real regular of the show. I don't think there's been a demo drop when he hasn't been on it. I think we're pretty much like yourself as well, actually, Callum.
Yeah, just constantly plugging away. I've had Damage Man tunes on just this demo drop, and I've really enjoyed them. So looking forward to this.
Yeah, definitely. So I'm a bit worried that, let me know in the chat if we're coming through okay. I'm worried that I'm lagging a little bit and there's a little bit of a delay and stuff like that. All Plasma Toys played every track from the EP on his radio show on the weekend. Oh my god, that's amazing. I'm trying not to swear as much as I usually do, but fuck it. That's fucking sick. Thank you very much, man. Right, okay, so Damage Man, gaps in history. When you're ready, we'll go 3, 2, 1.
What if I told you that there are gaps in our history? Entire chapters that were torn from humanity's past. But the clues are still there.
Where's this sample come from, man?
In school,
I like this.
the past.
I'd have to turn it down a tiny bit.
Of where we came from.
Just in my ear. Let me know if it's coming through okay and all the rest of that.
Name.
No lag. Brilliant.
Lines.
What's going on, I8?
Of events that tell
Twilight Zone.
started here and ended up here. But who wrote that story and why? History isn't just remembered, it's decided. The stories we're told are the ones that survived, the ones that fit neatly into a larger narrative. What about the parts that didn't survive?
Very apt. Very, very, very apt sample there, man. Woof. Damage Man getting political. Woof. Do you know what? This is quite deep for you, man. Ooh. What was that noise? Hang on.
What if I told you that there are gaps in our history?
I was expecting that. I don't know if it was a ghost noise in my ear. Really, really subtle little boop.
Yeah, I heard that.
That bit. That's the little details I really like. Like, who thinks of a little sound like that? Just, I'll just have a whoop in there.
Survive.
Ooh. Yeah. I'm really, really feeling this. This has got a groove to it. Yeah. Definitely fit a skeptical set.
In our history. Entire chapters that were torn from the book of humanity's past.
Humongous gaps. Humongous gaps. I don't want to get political on this. But I think this is the best sample I've ever heard you use, Damage Man. Like, this is the problem with the world.
But the clues are still
And why we're not learning from our mistakes.
What if I told you that there are gaps in our history? Entire chapters that were torn from the book of humanity's past. But the clues are still there, if you know where to look. In school, we're taught a version of the past, a carefully constructed where we came from and how civilization began. We're given dates, names, and timelines, a neat and orderly chain of events that tells us humanity.
Just going to pause that for 1 second. We might come back to it. I mean, yeah, we'll definitely come back to it and listen to the second drop. What I really like, because I was literally about to say, the vocal sample needs to extend. You need to kind of develop that. Like, so you've got the section which is literally hitting a message home, but then on the breakdown, just as I was about to pause it and say I want to hear more of this sample, you've done exactly that. You've given it more, like, so you've given us the little kind of tidbit, and now you're giving the extension on how, like, literally we are all taught absolute, like, kind of white privilege bullshit history, and that's exactly what you're doing there as well. So that was my one bit of feedback, is like, I want to hear more of this sample. Have you said where it's from? I heard.
He started here.
I think Hash said it was the Twilight Zone.
Why? History isn't remembered, it's decided. The stories we're told are the ones that survive.
Lower the side chain on my voice against the track. Is the track going down too much when I'm talking? You'll have to explain there. Okay.
What if I told you that there are gaps in our history?
I like the extent of the sample as well.
Oh no, I don't know what I've done here now. Right, shit. If I just turn that down too much... Oh, it's desktop audio, so that's alright. I think that's fine.
But what about the parts that didn't survive?
If I... Audio input capture, I don't know. Right, can everybody hear that? I don't know if I've done something wrong there. Can you still hear me? Oh, that's better. Oh, okay, cool.
What if I told you that there are gaps in our history?
What if I told you there were gaps in my teeth? That was wicked. That was really, really, really cool. But possibly one of the best tunes that I've heard from you, actually, Damage Man. Just a slightly deeper groove. Really, really cool. Great sample, great message in that. A nice cold groove. That was phenomenal. That was amazing. Really, really good. And that's going straight on the USB as well. I think I won't download it. I don't want to tempt any type of fate. In terms of my internet or anything like that. How did you feel about that, Callum?
I really liked it. I thought it was cool. The sample's great. I'm assuming it's from a film. I love a film sample. The moody little sort of plucks, the diddle sort of stuff, really cool. Sort of like old Wu-Tang sort of style sample. I'd assume it's a sample, but I could be completely wrong. Could be played in. If it's played in, then that's even sicker. I've heard a few Damage Man tunes on this demo drop, and I would like to say that's probably one of the better ones for sure.
Yeah, I like the kind of 1950s sci-fi vibe in there as well. And yeah, that the noise that first stood out to me was that ooh! And again, like, when you're making a tune, a bit like if I'm writing a story, that's like those little details are the things, really. But it's like, where the hell does the idea for that coming in? Unless you've just got a little kind of FX and you've just got a bank of sounds and things, that's going to work quite nicely on a tune at one point. But to come up with the tiny little bits, and these, when I interview people like Serum and stuff like that, these are the things which turn like regular tunes into anthems, which the little details, the bits that people almost don't even know they're there or don't even hear, but these are the things that have the most impact and keep people listening again and keep the tune alive in a way, isn't it?
It's the hardest thing to do, I think. You can make a bass line. The presets exist out there that you could probably, if you weren't a sound designer, you could definitely just drop in and write a nice tune. It's more the back effects, the sort of hype behind it that keep everything going, keep it interesting, like that little female vocal in the back that we both liked. Putting that in completely changes how you perceive the tune.
Yeah.
Just such a great touch.
Ah, all right, and the sample is from a podcast. There we go. He's been a little bit coy about that. You know, saying the podcast as well. People don't like revealing their sources sometimes.
Gatekeep samples.
Definitely. As long as it's not coming from Splice. If you'd come up and said, yeah, there's a whole Splice folder, there's a whole Splice pack of like, you know, sci-fi voices like that, I'd be like, rah. But he built the whole track around the vocal sample. That's great, like being inspired by something like that. So it's like an entire piece of creativity. Like that guy, if that was from a documentary years and years ago, is probably long since dead. He has no idea that he's inspired a man called Damage Man to make a tune in 2025. And that he'd have a bunch of us all chatting about it on an internet stream. If he was in the 50s, he'd be like, what the hell is an internet stream? What's a Damage Man? Right, okay, we are going to go on to track number 3 there. That was really, really good. Thank you very much, man. Right, Whoosh. Now, I don't think Whoosh is actually on the chat. I think he might well be at Boomtown. Whoosh, you might well see on One More Thing in the future. Whoosh is working on a particular sound. I'm going to keep it because I've not actually played any of this particular sound. He's really exploring something at a tempo that no one is playing anything at. It's phenomenal, and so there might well be something from Whoosh coming out on One More Thing in the future, as I'm really, really into his idea and it's totally unique. But this is something that, I mean, he's sending over all types of stuff. I've got too many Whoosh tunes. This is a bassline tune, which is great. It's great to have other genres and stuff in the mix. I know we got quite a few kind of dubsteppy bits as well coming up later on as well. So this is Whoosh, Your Touch. I realise that I haven't been sharing people's SoundClouds and stuff like that, so I'll drop it
if you want.
Oh, amazing. Yeah, if you could do that, that would be great.
I'll do them all in one, unfortunately, but yeah.
No, that's great. And everybody, please follow everybody. If you're watching this on YouTube later on in life as well, look down in the comments because I always update it with everybody's socials and stuff like that and the track titles. Support these artists. You don't know who out of all of these people is going to be a massive headliner in the future, and that's what really buzzes me and what inspired the demo drop, is being able to support people at the start of their careers or at certain parts of their careers, and hopefully kind of boot open some doors or create opportunities and create some hype in a very, very crowded, cluttered market. Right, okay. I mean, like my guest here, Sonnet, is proof that this can happen. To a certain degree anyway, hopefully we can take it further and further and further. Like, I don't want to...
It's already doing well. I'm happy with what we've done.
Yeah, and then we're just starting. And now we're just going to start Whoosh. So we'll go 3, 2... Are you ready, by the way? Have you got it ready?
Ready, yeah.
Cool. 3, 2, 1. Love beats like this. So let me know if you can hear it. And turn this up a little bit.
Always got the little dub siren effects.
Yeah. Brilliant. No, I don't blame you at all, Damage Man. Don't give away the source. Especially this day and age where everybody's just going for the easy thing. Find some cool sample places. I've been sampled a bunch of times from Vision Radio and put on tracks.
Rave, dance, drink, fuck. I just want to feel your touch.
So what's the difference between raving and dancing, first of all? And can I drink before and after? And then maybe go back out and do a bit more raving and dancing after I've done the drinking and fucking? Does it have to happen in this order? That's what I need to know. This is a bubbler. This is probably the most conventional one that I've heard from you, Whoosh. Sorry, Dub Wilder. I'm a little bit worried behind the curtain there and downstairs. My family might have come back, although they have heard me swear many times. Interesting. That's nice. It does feel, the vocal does feel a bit like a splicey vocal to me. I've been put in my place about spicy vocals by a few people.
Yeah, Yeah.
Well, I've been put in a place. You've used splice vocals, I know, or like placeholders and stuff like that.
I'd say in this instance it's probably fitting.
Yeah.
It's cheesy vocal on it. It's very much easy.
The importance of staying hydrated during physical. Brilliant, yeah. So now this is the big test now when we go into the second drop. It looks like, looking at this waveform here, it looks like we're going to have a kind of a build up and then another thing happen, which looks quite interesting.
I'd like to hope that there's some sort of variation in the second drop, just for a 5.5-minute song.
Yeah, that's quite long. Yeah, that's quite long these days, really, isn't it?
Ooh. DJ mixing and stuff.
Wave, dance, drink, fuck. I just want to feel your touch.
There's variation there, that's different.
There's variation, yeah. He's using the same sounds but in different ways, which is
Yeah.
what I do all the time, because my computer will die.
So there we go. I think we've heard what we need to hear on that. And just in the interest of keeping it on the time, what do you think about that?
It was cool. It's music that I used to make when I was in college. It was really like, it's better than that. My music wasn't as good as that at all. But the only thing, and I really like the tune, the only thing I would say is just on a mix level, the kick is very bassy, and I can see it sort of conflicting with the sub of your bass line as well. I don't know if you wanted to do some sort of multi-band sidechain where you just cut off the lows of the bass when it comes through with the kick. That's purely personal preference. Again, anything I'm going to say today is just what I would do. You're obviously more than welcome to do whatever you like. I think it sounded really good. If I was just to be picky, that's it. I liked all the different bass lines that you picked together. The different rates that you used on the LFOs and the bass lines were really cool. Yeah, I thought it was good.
Go on. This is why I love having a guest on the show. Like that type of stuff, like that type of kind of technical detail is great. I wasn't sure about the vocal. I really like Whoosh's tunes. Really, really like them. I didn't think it made sense narratively. Like it's kind of got a list of cool activities and then I just want to feel your touch. But there isn't the correlation between the two things there. Maybe there is, I don't know. But I think like any vocal like that just sounds like, to me, it's trying to do a kind of Daft Punk type of thing with that kind of list. But they really, really work, and especially within the kind of techier and kind of bassline stuff. Like that's a wicked track. That has potential to be really, really kind of successful, kind of commercially in that type of way. I for some reason I was thinking of like kind of Eats Everything and Fatboy Slim and those type of kind of sets. Hannah Wants maybe, or something like nice Chris Lorenzo. That kind of chugging, like kind of, it's not quite techie. It's just like really accessible but fun but dirty and kind of underground dance music. And that's a really, really, really fine line to tread. So yeah, that's where I'm at. But Whoosh is amazing. Have we shared Whoosh's thing? Yeah, I think you've shared Whoosh's thing, SoundCloud and stuff like that.
Follows me as well, so thank you for the follow, Whoosh. That's really
Go on, wicked. But yeah, Whoosh is a regular on the show. I think he's at Boomtown. There's quite a few people at Boomtown. Salute to everybody who's at Boomtown. There's probably a load of you. Who in the chat is going to Boomtown tomorrow? I reckon Kai, Dysfunction, you're probably off to Boomtown tomorrow, are you? If you are, brilliant. Like, yeah, I'm not jealous in this. I'm not jealous because I've got way too much to do. So I know I wouldn't be enjoying myself if I was there, because I'd be thinking, oh God, I got too much to do. And it's my son's birthday on Sunday. Right, Sequest. Is it Sequest or Sequest? And I know I've asked you this on a stream before. This is Jungle Thing. I'm just bringing this up now. Are you ready to play Jungle Thing?
Yeah, I've got this ready. This looks like a proper demo. 2 minutes, 12 seconds.
Ah, brilliant. Yeah, cool. Yeah, I mean, they kind of catch me by surprise, those type of demos. So I like that. This is what this is for. And there was one or two people where, you know, in the past where they've sent over stuff and it's like, this is forthcoming on the label. So if it's forthcoming, then I can't play it because this is a demo drop. It's great if the tunes are playable and that I can put them on my USB. But it's almost nice hearing the development, and it's like, right, I want to hear more of a developed version of that, and then seeing how the tune kind of develops and the lifespan of the tune. Anyway, let's go. We're gonna go 3, 2, 1. Back on the D&B tempo. Here we go. You're not going to Boomtown? WRT Boomtown. I don't know what that means. With raving trainers Boomtown? What's going to happen? Okay. Ooh. Okay. Ah, with respect to. Okay. Got to put that in just in case they want to book you in the future, right? And then they're like, no, hang on. You were negative about us on a demo drop stream with 20 people watching it. I'm liking this. Could that lead bass line, the thing that's giving us the melody, the hook, could that be a bit louder, a bit clearer over the sub? That bit's wicked. There's some nice variation. I do love stripped back tunes like this. I would love to hear this through a bigger rig, but not just my headphones. Okay, cool, short and sweet. That's a demo, like you can feel that's the idea there. There's something, right, two things I wanted to say before I hand over to you. Something that Tia said, Tia Cahoot, on a demo drop last year when he was releasing on One More Thing, he said if a bass line can't be hummed or kind of, can't be a catchy melody, then it's it needs work, it needs simplifying. And certainly in that second section where you've got like doo 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 doo, it almost feels like a kind of classic kind of, early formation, early V type of kind of, or early full cycle kind of roller in that way. But one thing I would say is that the bass lines felt a little bit muddy, and there was conflict, or I couldn't get clarity between the lead bass line that was telling us the melody and the hook and the sub underneath. But the drums felt really, really clear. So I don't know if that makes sense to the producers among you or anything like that. But what was your experience, Callum?
I think what you're feeling there is pretty bang on, and based on just everything that I'm seeing as well. The actual low end, is quite muddy. So that would probably be why you aren't getting it in its full intended purpose. I loved the bass lines. I thought they were really cool. The sound design on the first one. I like sort of bass lines where they're just barely hanging on. It's sort of like they're so low that it doesn't even really register.
Yeah.
The second bass in it with the sort of, the only way I can describe it is sort of sub-focus Reese.
Well, okay. Yeah, no, I've got that.
They've put some sort of reverb on it, or they put it in a room, and that's kind of cool. You don't really hear that very often, but it works really well with that sort of bass. Yeah, I thought it was really cool.
Brilliant. There we go. That's cool. I'm just going through all of the comments here as well. So what's going on, Kune, by the way? Yeah, that's cool. I'm glad that my analysis of it was accurate enough there. Plasmid is saying some of the sub bits in the second half of the drop seemed a bit off key, so maybe look at the key and stuff like that, or they didn't fit the melody. But yeah, the Reese melody is lovely. There was a really nice kind of classic feel to that, and I would love to hear that through a system. And whoever said, like, I think it was Capta. They're like, in terms of kind of playing, I would love to do a demo drop, and we were going to do that. We were going to do a demo drop at the UBB Community Day with Gooder and everybody in Leicester, but it seemed it was too complicated and stuff. And again, like, if the tune, like, no, I think if you're giving feedback to an audience, a live audience is very, very different than an internet audience, but it should be the same principle, really. There's a very fine line, really, isn't there? And I think, you've got to be even more sensitive if you're sharing the stage and passing the microphone over, but you're saying, like, that vocal was shit. It's going to cause a bit of kind of aggravation. But I think it'd be great to do something like this live anyway, really, and have other people, a panel of people kind of talking about it then, I think would be great. And maybe something that we can explore for other conferences or other kind of, events that happen within the industry and stuff like that. So, right, okay, we're on to Dub Wilder now. Sorry that we were swearing with your 7-year-old child in vicinity earlier. You'll have to blame Whoosh for that one there. And they're probably busy swearing away at Boomtown right now. Right, so this is Dub Wilder, No Sweat. We'll bring up the socials in a moment. Is this a tune about Prince Andrew? Right, okay, are you ready? We'll go 3, 2, 1. Liking the sound of this already?
Yeah, I love this sort of stuff.
Ooh. Very much feeling the funk vibes.
And so a lot of music now sounds like it was made into computers, all solid state. Digitally enhanced mid-range. No, it's
Ooh. That was really subtle kind of drop there. There's This reminds me of something in a good way. That kind of Alex Reese type of thing, late 90s. What was happening around Virus, like, not necessarily on Virus. Ooh. I've got goosebumps, really, really, really strong goosebumps. This is a tease. I kind of want it to kick off more, but I don't at the same time.
I think this bit could do just a little bit more
now. Go on. It keeps on giving new sounds. Ooh. This is great. Really nice funk.
Music sounds like to me, it's like unloved corporate music. Or maybe the guys in the band are motivated, but they're getting screwed by the labels.
Ooh. I'm interested in that sample. Sounds like it could be someone like Henry Rollins. It sounds like it's someone from the kind of punk metal kind of, or a live band. I might be completely wrong. This is classy. This is my favourite thing I've heard so far today. There's something really different about it, but also really timeless about it.
It's really smart.
No one sweated.
I think the only thing really, there we go. Oh, we'll let it play, It's only like 30 seconds left or so. So there we are. We are in the outro there. Dub Wilder, that was really, really, really cool. It kind of reminded me of these kind of like Moving Shadow, Mo Wax type of like CDs that I would pick up when I didn't really know what I was listening to. I just knew I liked it and I liked that label. And so I was picking up the CDs out of curiosity, really. This is like 97, 96, maybe even 95, something like that. That type of era, but at the same time sounded really new and fresh as well. I really loved the little acidic bits. I couldn't tell what was coming next. I thought there was going to be a bigger drop and there wasn't. You were introducing things in a really interesting way, but in a way that could also be very mixable. So it wasn't like kind of, you know, haphazard kind of arrangement. There was something different and something really interesting about that. Callum, what do you think?
Yeah, I think that was a really smart song. Just the way that you progressed through it. It was very minimal amount of elements, but you kept building on those. I really like that sort of stuff. The bit around about the 2-minute mark where the drums pick up,
Yeah.
bass sort of drops off there. Maybe a little few more elements in that. That's the only thing. And that's just me being a maximalist.
Yeah, it's important to kind of have some type of feedback. It doesn't want to just be, you know, I like when I'm listening to these, I'm trying to find something there. And in fact, with that, the thing that I thought was a tiny bit jarring or could do with some attention is the sample itself. So have we, as you said, Dub Wilder, have you said Henry Rollins indeed? Was it Henry Rollins? Did I get that right? I've got goosebumps again. Doesn't say very much. What track did we play, even? We played the Cyanide tune, and we started with it, and we loved it. And I said it was your best tune that we played on the stream. Yeah, if that was Henry Rollins, then I'm buzzing, and my nerd muscles are flexing really hard. I thought it was a really interesting sample, but at the same time, I didn't know how necessary it was to the rest of the tune, because the rest of the instrumentation and the elements and stuff like that all sounded fresh enough. Did you like the sample at all?
I thought the sample was cool, and the way you manipulated the sample for it to pitch down at the end of a phrase.
Yeah, I like that bit, yeah.
Or the layout to the sides. I thought that was really cool. It's better. It's good to do that if you're going to use something, because putting large chunks of sampled vocals in, it can make a track, but like adding more things on top of that makes it your own. Yeah. I think it's really cool when you actually take the time to sort of pitch things down or add a bit of reverb or delay at certain specific points to sort of accentuate the phrasing of that person's vocal. I think that's really cool. That's a really smart tune.
Yeah.
Favourite so far.
Go on, yeah. So that's been both of our favourites so far. I think you're right there. There's a big difference between just slapping on a sample and then like weaving in a sample and making it kind of melt into or complement and correspond with the other elements, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, brilliant. Go on, wicked. So Dub Wilder, thank you very much. I do believe that we have shared your thing in the chat. Right, okay, we've still got... Right, okay. Who have we got now? Right, we've got Fractured Frequencies featuring Loop is Untitled. So I'm going to bring that up.
I can't... This has not come up for me, so... Might have removed it.
Oh, wow. Yeah. They've removed it. Okay. Right.
It's so untitled that we can't find it.
Yeah, that's strange. I mean, I did have a bit of dialogue with him on email, which yeah. Well, I'm really sorry, right? Fractured Frequencies, because I had to check if he was being sarcastic or not on email, because I can't tell. I don't have those senses or nuance. But I thought we'd cleared the air, and I thought everything was cool for complete transparency. So sorry if that has caused you to take that down off SoundCloud and not get involved. If that's happened, I mean, it's a private issue that I have with Fractured Frequencies, but it was me just not being able to interpret an email. Oh my God, right, okay. We can't do that track, so we're just down to 20 tracks, which is nice. That's a nice round number. Section. Last time we played a Section tune, the next day it got signed by Digital. Nothing to do with demo drop. It was a demo also sitting in Steve Digital's inbox, and he signed it, and it blew us all away, if anybody can recall. So let's see now. Section. This is Planets. Let's bring that up. Section runs. Oh my God, I know I'm gonna get the name of the label wrong. Locked Up Recordings, I do believe, because I came across it during lockdown, although he'd been running it for a lot time longer. Section's been a friend of One More Thing since the very start, and a supporter, and featured on us a bunch of times. Got a lot of time for James Section. Right, okay, are you ready, Cal? This is 6 minutes. I don't know how many of the 6 minutes. Let's see how long we can keep it playing before I think, right, let's fade that out and start chatting about it. So, it's not. Why have I put Planets? But now he's called it ICU.
Yeah, I've got ICU as well.
Okay. Yeah, I see. Wow, okay, this is Section ICU, formerly known as Planets. Right, 3, 2, 1.
Got some very moody dubstep, drum and bass there, so.
So I will share, in case you're not aware or not following Section, let me share his SoundCloud. That businessman. Hello. We started at 7 o'clock in the UK time. Are you an hour behind us? Am anywhere an hour behind? It was actually going to start at 6 o'clock. Feeling this. Oh, shift. What's going on? We haven't played your music yet. In fact, it's coming up in a few tunes' time, I believe. Let me have a look. Ooh. Okay. Drums on this are phenomenal. This is cold. Kind of feel like I need another little element to draw me in. It's not the most powerful Section tune I've heard. What was interesting, maybe I'll save this until we finish the track, but as this bit's a bit quieter, is when the drop came, it wasn't the bass line that dropped or hit you, it's the drums. The drums dropped. The drums were and are the main kind of characteristic up until this point. the bass is coming in. Again, maybe not as much as it could do. Nah, that's great. So let's turn that down and just have that kind of playing now. So you should be able to, because I don't know how well people can hear you over the tune, because we don't have the auto duck on yours. You're coming through on the same volume.
Right, okay, no worries.
But I think people will be able to hear you now. I mean, this is the type of track that I would go crazy to in a Rupture set or something like that. I could imagine Mantra playing, or maybe even kind of Loxy when he's really kicking off. Big, heavy 3 a.m. tunes, uncompromising drums. I would say it's not your most inventive tune section in that this is doing everything that it should do for a tune of this nature. That doesn't mean, like, you know, in terms of kind of Digital's labeled name, it's like, well, no, it's functional. Like, it's kind of functional jungle music in that way that you know is going to chop heads off in the dance. But it's not as brutal or dynamic as other tunes of yours I've heard. What I really like is the dum dum dum, those bits. I think maybe they could be maybe more of a lead characteristic to draw people in. What do you think, Alan?
It was really cool. I like tunes that rely on a break. You don't hear it very much anymore. And to get those breaks sounding good is sometimes quite difficult because they're so old. You've got some really nice bass sounds in there, but they're just a little bit behind everything that's happening. And if it were my tune, I would want that to be more present, because I think they're really cool. And it's a shame because I was sort of trying to listen to them over the drums.
Yeah.
And I think that would probably keep people listening a bit more, because we know if we like drum and bass, we know what an arm and break sounds like. And the way you've done it is really good, don't get me wrong, but I would love maybe something on the sides, just a bit more bass.
Yeah.
Mid frequencies of just the Reese's coming past you as the arm and break is just plodding on.
Yeah, definitely. That, I think that's what I was lacking. I wanted to be hit more by it, really, and the drums were slapping, but they needed a little bit more kind of venom in that bass, in that type of way, really.
The drums are great, like really good. I would love to be able to do that sort of drum work. I can't do that at all, but the bass I do think could just be a little bit more present over the drums rather than just sitting about a foot behind them.
Yeah, definitely. Hang on a minute. That was another tune that was just coming in, and it's Dysfunction is coming in now. But no, I thought that was great, and I wouldn't be surprised if that gets snapped up by a kind of big jungle label in that way as well. So we're on to the next one now, Dysfunction, who is very much in the chat and has been a regular of this show and sent some amazing tunes in the past. And last is known to me. Last time I saw Kai, we were playing a donk set together at about 1 a.m. in Leicester, and it was probably the rowdiest set of the day, of the night. We had people coming up and literally shaking the DJ booth and stuff. I think that led to a gig for you, didn't it, Kai? Oh, here we go. So hold on, right, so bass was quite low, so maybe not heard quite so well on the headphones. Maybe this was it. I mean, my headphones are good, but yeah, maybe it just needs to be through a system, and then you can really, really hear it.
Yeah.
Plasma Toy saying, like, reminds him of a Dom and Roland remix of Final Judgment. Yeah, go on. So it's a bit too quiet for Sonnet. Is that Sequest? When Sonnet's talking over the music? Because I think he's coming through the same audio channel through my. But if it's while we're normally talking, then I don't know if there's any way that I can turn you up this end. I think we're coming through okay. So now, anyway, we're going to go on to Dysfunction, my donk DJ partner. Are you ready to press play?
Yep, ready.
Okay, this is Hypocritical Oath. I like what you've done there, because isn't it Hippocratic Oath or something like that the doctors have got to sign? Right, okay, 3, 2, 1. Ooh. This has got mid 2000s players energy to me, that kind of crunch on the drums and the squariness of the piano or synth or whatever it is. Have I heard this before? Hi, let me know and let me share your SoundCloud.
Think we bought enough body bags.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm getting early Sub-Focus energy off this, which is funny because we played some early Sub-Focus on Vision Radio this week. This is tight. Yeah, old Sigma, definitely. Ah, maybe that's where I heard it then. This is really playful. This is great. Definitely downloading this. Ah, it's not downloadable. Damn you. Those drums. Absolutely, absolutely super danceable. What is the sample saying? And can we hear more of that? Moving Fusion. That's what it reminds me of. Moving Fusion. It's RAM, like it's got... Nice one, thank you. Yeah. 2004 or RAM Trilogy maybe, like that type of vibe. Now I know what's coming because I've seen it in the title. This should be interesting.
I do not think we bought enough body bags.
Love a halftime drop like this. Boomtown would definitely love this. Okay, interesting. Breakdown doesn't need to be so long.
They let the man of science escape with the pavement.
Okay, that's a really interesting point there. Building up the intensity of the drums, yeah. Oh no, I think I've gone offline, have I?
I don't think it's anything to worry about.
Oh no, streaming again. Okay, that was weird. Oh right, okay. I'm gonna have to look up what TF2 is, of course. Yes, that was wicked. It's always a time when I really like a track when I can imagine how I would mix it and what I would do. With that particular track, when that halftime bit comes in, I would actually drop the tempo with that and then use it as a dubstep transition. I really like it when tunes do that, have like one half as one kind of type of energy and then the other one, and you don't, you know, it comes as a massive surprise. I knew that it was going to be a halftime thing because it does say on the actual kind of title, but anybody else listening wouldn't have known that. Callum, what do you think of that? Oh, I've just literally asked you that as you're drinking out of a really massive glass.
I just choked. Yeah, I thought that was really cool. I love the sort of stabby races in the drop. I haven't really got any feedback on this one. I thought it was really cool. I'm not a huge fan of halftime drops in the second drop, but that was done really well.
So would you rather it start as halftime and then go into a double up then, and so the energy goes from a kind of pensive, tense kind of swagger into a more lively thing?
Oftentimes, yeah, I do prefer that, just because I like a build, but that doesn't mean what I'm saying is right. It's just what I like. I thought it was done really well, and nice and loud.
Yeah.
Which is good to get all those things in, make it loud is good.
Yeah, definitely. For me, that was like, it's really interesting because I was chatting to Tice from Noiser about like that kind of era of drum and bass. We were talking about kind of early Sub Focus, like, but in particular the track Druggy, with those drums, because it's all about those drums. I really like the kind of tight rolling kind of percussion, like the bongo type of thing that you had in there. It was cheeky, it was fun, it had a sense of humour, really tight, very loud, as you say, really crisp as well. Yeah, I really like that tune, and possibly, again, like one of my favourite things that you've sent into this show. So, right, okay, now it's Stereo Ripe, loud and decisive. That's pretty much how I would describe myself. That's what's on my LinkedIn profile, I think. Right, okay, let's go on to this. So Stereo Ripe, again, regular of this show. Pretty much everybody, or more or less, has sent stuff into the show and is like a regular of, because I've participated before, which is great because of how this full circle moment is, and we've got you on the show and stuff like that. So here we go. So, right, okay, have I listened to this? This is quite a few listens by the looks of things here. So have you been sending it to other people and stuff like that as well? Have you already had any interest in this? Let's see. Right. Yeah, so thank you, Dysfunction. Right, okay, are you ready now for Stereo Ripe?
Yep, already, yep.
Let's go. 3, 2, 1. Ooh. Womp, womp. I like that sad bass line sound. Like a sad trumpet in bass line form.
We are here to defend our lives. So, we are going to be loud and we are going to be decisive.
Wow! There's quite a lot of chaos in those drums. It's very reminiscent of like early kind of jungle. Marvelous Kane. It's bringing up Marvelous Kane vibes to me, like. Where's the sample from?
We are going to be loud. We are here to defend our lives.
There's a lot going on in this. Oh, it says in the email where the sample's from. no, that's the last one. Okay, so the sample is from a BBC drama called Small Axe, which is based on a true story about injustice and inequality. So again, see, I'm feeling this like with Damage Man, like
Defend our lives. So we
a bit of education and a bit of equality. So there we go. So Hash is saying, love the drums, maybe needs a bit more sub. Shift is saying the kick and snare are getting washed out by the stabs. I think, there is the mix down there wasn't, I mean, this is still at a kind of demo level perhaps. The mix down there was quite a lot of there was a lack of clarity between certain elements. The drums, I really like those kind of old, kind of like they're slightly hardcore-y kind of jungle drums where they feel like they're tumbling. They're a bugger to mix, but it was never about mixing. It was about just the energy really of it really, and kind of finding, kind of working the way through the sampler and stuff. I'm definitely going to watch Small Axe as well. So where was that for you, Callum?
Great, fun tune. Seems like you're testing out a lot of different basses, which is cool. Trying to fit them all in is really good. A few mixed things, would agree with Hash and Shift. The kick and snares are getting washed out by the stabs. The one of the basses is incredibly wide, to the point where it's phasing a little bit, and that's probably where it's clashing with the kicks, clashing with the snares. You have no width on the top end of your mix. Again, it probably could be just because it is a demo, but a little bit of that would give some more clarity and more breathing room for the low end of the kicks and the low end of the bass. So I would take a look at your stereo field on a few of the bass lines, just to sort of mono just the low end. The width is great on certain pieces, but it will clash with other things. But other than that, it was really fun tune. Liked all the different types of basses that were going on through it, and the drum sequencing that you've done is great.
Go on, that's brilliant. That's wicked. I maybe I should have a guest on every single demo drop, because that's the type of feedback that people really require, and that's great to be able to kind of give that type of direct and really technical kind of feedback there in terms of the stereo width and stuff. Stereo right. I hope that was that all made sense to you and stuff there. I guess that is where like a spectrum analyzer really does help you there, where you can see the spaces where you're taking up too much space or not enough. My favourite bit about that tune was the sad bass line. That's the type of sound I would play if I don't know, saw somebody fall over, but not in a bad way where they've hurt themselves, just a comedy way. I don't want this to turn into a hate-fueled stream. Right, okay. There's no hating going on now. It's Hash, another regular. And like Hash is someone who you've made a real connection with. We've all met as well when I was playing in Brighton at the start of the year and was testing out some of your tunes on that lovely rig in Volks as well. So Hash, you've been on the demo drop since the very first one. This track is called Distant Blue. I'm just bringing it up now.
I've got to say, Hash is listened to pretty much every single work in progress that I've ever made. Legend, basically. He sends me beats the last one that he sent me, so I'm looking forward to hearing this one.
Yeah, we've had some amazing tunes by Hash on this show, so I'm really excited about this as well. I like the term Distant Blue as well. There's something quite poetic about that. So here we go. You ready? 3, 2, 1. Ooh, am I hearing that? Oh, I know what that is. Right, hold on. Can we start again? I turned down the volume on Dropbox when we were talking over the end of a section's tune. Right, so if we could start that again. 3, 2, 1. Sorry for the little scare then, Ash. I scared myself there. I thought, this is where it all starts going wrong. This is going so well so far. This is sounding pretty majestic. Interesting kind of just slightly offbeatiness about those chimes, almost like they're kind of being blown by the wind or something. That you've got kind of natural automation on them, and that you haven't penned them in, but they've kind of just fallen almost like raindrops down a window or something like that. This is great. The strings are great. Oh, there we go. Plasmid is a fan. Shift is a fan. Yeah, trying to sound naive. Yeah. Because that way, when you're trying to sound naive, you're kind of falling out. You're not just resorting to those kind of patterns that we're really familiar with, like a kind of Q&A or something like that. This needs a vocal, and I'm going to put myself out there because I have done that with Dia Hill, who is another person who I've signed music with from the demo drop. He convinced me to do some spoken word over a track, and we're releasing it. I actually played it on the radio. Callum heard it. Hash, I'm going to hit you up directly after this or tomorrow or something. I'd like to try a little bit. I'd like to send you a bit of spoken word and see if it would work. And the reason why I think like spoken word could work is because I think if you had a big singer over the top of this with a big lead line, it would take away some of the real gentle beauty of this track. If you had somebody kind of talking with a message or a story, you could really space it out, and it would let all of this kind of, goosebumping the hell. Like, I don't know if you can see. Or yeah, we're playing this to the very end. Lovely. Like it kind of almost feels like almost slightly out of time, but it's not, if you know what I mean. That kind of the way that the echo kind of folds over. That's really, really, really nice. Every tune that you've sent over has got better and better. And I think there's a signature as well. What I want to do is go back over some of the older tracks that you've sent over. Callum, have you actually heard that one before? Because I know that you guys kind of share notes and stuff like that.
I haven't, no. And I've got to say that is the best tune he's made so far, 100%. They've each got better and better. And you can sort of hear, having listened to earlier tunes that he's made, you can hear when it clicks in his head, and it's all culminated in that tune.
Go on.
I couldn't predict what was going to happen. I couldn't think, okay, now it's the B section. It just flowed all into one, and then strings come in. The swung piano, brilliant. Definitely agree that it could be used in some sort of Welsh spoken word, or at least Welsh accent spoken word.
Yeah, I can't speak that much Welsh. That would be great. I mean, that maybe in a few years' time. But I think that, like, for some reason, I was hearing Mike Skinner over the top. Like on one of his guys, and I'm not that much of a fan of the Streets, but with like a kind of lamenting kind of tune where, yeah,
could take some sort of Streets a cappella and do a bootleg of that for sure.
Yeah,
just for the end of sets, could easily put an a cappella of Streets over that, and it'd work perfectly. Yeah, really cool.
I think that's quite a feat, really, there, because Liquid can really kind of either, you know, or Liquid or kind of, you know, gentle, deep, melodic drum and bass in this type of way. I mean, the word liquid is thrown around and really devalued, but gentle kind of deep drum and bass like this can so easily pass you by or float over, and especially on a stream like this where we tend to be characterized by impact, like when's Dave going to shout oi 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 or pull in a funny face, or, you know, we're looking for that kind of oh my god type of moment. But on this, it's subtleties. Everybody's kind of popped up in the chat and said the same type of thing as well. I think to do that with deep music is a real skill and a bit of a holy grail, really, in that type of way. A vocalist like Alex, yeah, definitely. I think if you had somebody who's kind of more like, you know, kind of bigger singer, they would overtake that tune. Hash, we're gonna have a conversation at some point later on this week, I think. Really, really cool. I think, you know, like so much deep stuff gets overlooked, and I think it's because it resorts to formula, but you've done something really interesting there. And yeah, everybody's been into that. I think that's one of the first times a real kind of Liquid tune has really grabbed people in the stream. Maybe since the last time we played some of yours. So now we're pretty much bang on the middle of the stream. And there's some guy called Sonnet. Have you ever heard of this dude?
I heard he gives awful feedback just based on his own.
You've been giving amazing feedback. This is so cool. Right, so I've never heard this. I've got a lot of your tunes. I've heard a lot of the stuff upcoming. Obviously, we're releasing stuff. And everybody, please, before we play this, like, I'm just going to put that Cygnus link back in the chat. Please pre-save it. Please make sure that, please help us get this to the tippy top, get it to, I don't know, the top of bloody Beatport, even though it's not on Beatport for another 2 weeks. The Juno download chart and stuff like that. Like, help us really make a noise with that, because, this has all come through the demo drop, and we're a community. This is amazing. Right, so, okay, this is called. I'm bringing this up now, and then we will do, come on, here we go. Right, 3, 2, are you ready?
Yeah, ready.
1. Ooh. I'm excited. Hold on, I need to clear my browser so I can see the chat, because normally the chat kicks right off on your music. I have heard this. Have I? I've not heard it with this vocal if I have. Oh my word. Okay. This is brilliant. Oh. Oh. This melody is reminding me of something in a really good way. Oh. It's reminding me of a tune from growing up. There's a trance energy. There's a trance energy to this. Maybe it is. Maybe it's something that I've heard like in a hard house record or something. Brilliant. I love that. Plasma to saying I never know whether it's going to be major or minor, but I'm here for both. Yeah, totally. Oh. Be right back. I'm going to send this to Camo and Crooked. Right. Woof. Let's go. Oh, okay. I'll tell you what I love actually is the fact that I don't really like a lot of drum and bass like this. I don't play a lot of it, but you've got it. You just got the balance perfect. This is emotional. This is like towards the end of the film where it's all coming together, but there's still a lot of loose ends to tie up. Oh, now for the nice piano bit. I don't even know where we are in the tune. I'm not looking away from. We are right on the sign out bit. Yeah. I need to be careful the hospital don't try and steal you off one more thing, man. Like, there's definitely a real kind of metric vibe to that. But in, like, you know, I don't listen to very much dance floor drum and bass. I find a lot of it very derivative and formulaic and mainstream. There's something that you do with the mainstream sound, and we've talked about it before, but you twist it in a way that really hits me, and it's like it reminds me of being younger and raving when, you know, kind of that Ram era, mid to late 2000s, where drum and bass was kind of reaching that kind of mainstream chapter that is still in now, really. There's something anthemic about it. You really understand hooks, and just kind of you get to the point very, very quickly, I think, really. I feel like I've kind of heard it before. I don't know if I've heard it in a mix or something like that. Or maybe you've played me a different version or something like that. What's the development of that?
Version with a really cringy vocal, and I said don't listen to the vocal, and it's just a placeholder, and it was called something like I Don't Want You to Die or something. I can't remember what it was, but it was really cringy. And then I went back and replaced it all and redid the drops. Yeah, that's really kind words. Thank you. I think you heard it at BMC. I snuck it in at BMC. So yeah,
that would be it, really. I think, and yeah, I mean,
like, the mix is shit. No, joking. Yeah, no, I'm really proud of that one.
Definitely. I mean, I think we've kind of got EP2 locked down, but I mean, I would like to kind of feed that out once we've kind of talked to a couple of bigger DJs and stuff, you know, like in the same way that A.M.C has picked up on tunes from this demo drop and from clips and stuff like that. I mean, there's something about that feels, energizing, really. There's something hooky. You can still remember it's that kind of whole thing of being able to hum the bass line afterwards. Like, that's still echoing in my head, and not every tune can really do that, I think. And as Haj said, like, you know, Sonnet tunes put a smile on your face, really. So brilliant. I'm glad that, you know, you still had something up your sleeve for this show, really. I think that's brilliant, and I think everybody's reaction, Sequest, Plasmator, Ethera, Shift, I8, a lot of people there all feeling that. So yeah, this is Sonnet, and please, like, get behind Sonnet and help us kind of, you know, help us get these tunes out to as many ears as possible, because you've seen all of our reactions to it. That's what it's all about. Go on. Amazing.
If the EP does well, we'll release Bye Bye completely for free. Everyone can have it and anyone can have it.
Yes, definitely. Yeah, I think and once the EP is out, like Bye Bye will come out as a big thank you. Really, no down, no gates, no kind of emails or anything like that. Just literally, bosh, have this tune. And like Plasmata said, like, you know, the second drop of that is in all of his sets at the moment, which is brilliant. Right, cool. So on to Shift now, another regular over in the US. Right, here we go. This is called I Love You. Right, so I think this is going to be on a breaksy tip. Okay, 3, 2, 1. Or a dubsteppy tip. Shift tunes are pretty much always in. I played a shift tune when we played on BMC the other day, when we did our little non-D&B back-to-back,
Sick.
which will be going live very, very soon. Ooh. What is that saying?
The world's tiniest snare.
I owe you. Oh, hello. Oh, okay, some stereo pan in there. Oh, it's I love you, of course. Oh no, unrequested love, unrequited love. Unrequested love is not the one. Ooh. Yeah. Fuck off. Ooh. I'm downloading this. Loads of great variation on this. Now I think I'm interested to see where this goes on the breakdown and on the second drop here. There's no second drop change. Okay, cool. So we will fade that out in a minute after this breakdown. There's a lot I want to say about this, and all very positive. So in the interest of keeping things moving, because I did say this was going to finish around about 9 o'clock, there's no chance of that, and I do need my tea. And because you said there was no second drop, that was exceptional, and that was like, I play quite a lot of your tunes anyway. I know Callum comes from a kind of breaks and kind of dubstep and housey type of background as well, so he's well familiar with this type of music. What I really like is the variation that you had on that vocal. I don't know if that's you doing that vocal or you've got that from somewhere, but I like the kind of the Q&A. There's a story to it. I love you, you don't love me. There's a kind of natural, that gives me symmetry, but the way that it kind of twists up and does different things and does a really, really weird thing kind of towards the breakdown where it almost feels like you're going to reveal where the sample is from or something. The bass line, the drums are really, really, really clear, and I've still got goosebumps now. It might be that because I've got a fan on behind me. Maybe I am just a bit cold, but that's a badass tune. I've downloaded it, and it's going to go straight on the USB and will be in my sets very soon. Callum, what did you think?
Favourite tune to say.
Wow, go on. Whoa.
So the last person that said that was my favourite tune, but this has surpassed it, unfortunately. The snare is like this big, and you can hear it still, and it's perfect snare for this sort of music. Little rolls that you're doing with that snare is really cool. Sort of reminded me of a more sort of UK night punk.
Yeah.
I don't even know if you are from the UK, but that sort of.
No, he's not actually. He's from America.
Oh, right. Well, I think that's a compliment.
Yeah.
Sound design was just insane. Nothing wrong with it. It's great.
Yeah.
I'll be downloading that as well. If you don't play it in a set.
No, I think that's great. I think that's amazing. Have I shared Shift's details in here as well? Let me just make sure. I think I have. Yeah, I have. Cool. Yeah, I mean, everything that you've sent is great, and it sounds like it's ready to go. It doesn't sound like a demo in that type of way. It sounds like it's really playable, and it sounds, it's fun to play as well. Yeah, I mean, we've already had a conversation about music already anyway, and I think we need to pick that back up. I love breaks like that, where it's kind of, it could fit into a garage set, it could fit into a dubstep set, it could fit into a break set or a house set or anything like that, and it's just something really different. I guess you could say, like, that's probably my favourite non-drum and bass song that we've had, and the Dub Wilder tune has still been my favourite, but yours, I mean, everything, I haven't heard anything that I haven't liked on this so far. Right, so now we're on to something from Cynical Gene, another regular of the show. His name isn't Gene, it's Craig, so it's not like, hi, I'm Gene and I'm cynical. It kind of could be this. When I first saw the name, that's how I read it. Right, so let me just make sure that I've got Dropbox turned back up. I have. Are you ready to go on this?
Yeah, all good.
Okay, this is called Fermented Funk. 3, 2, 1. Strong sense of drama from the off. Let me bring up the old SoundCloud. Okay. Oh, I like that. Yeah. Oh, a little bit of a switch up there as well. There's a lot going on in this. Yeah, definitely. Really satisfying. This is great. Quite reminiscent of early break. In that way, like kind of the quarantine. There's a quarantine-y kind of vibes where maybe like late 2000s, Dispatch. And kind of, obviously everything is kind of stemmed from Virus kind of sounds in that type of way. Techie and nasty, but not like dry and like overly heavy with it. And a sense of humour too, with those kind of squidgy bass lines coming in. Yeah, I think this wouldn't surprise any drum and bass fan from about 1998 onwards, I think. Not in a bad way, but just like this fits in with so many kind of those kind of tech steppy styles. Interested to see how this build-up's going to work now. Because my favourite bass line I've only heard once, and that's that whap, 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 whap. Yeah. I want to hear more of that elsewhere in the tune. It's doing more of it in the second drop. Yeah. we're fading out now. I've just literally put it on mute there. It sounded like you had the bass really, really controlled there with that kind of just the way that it was kind of modulating. My favourite bit was the pop, 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 and then it had a kind of response to it on the very first bit, which I didn't hear enough of later on then in the tune. But I thought that was really that's like really, really classy, dark, steppy drum and bass tune. What are you thinking, Callum?
Yeah, I thought it was great. I agree. The second drop had more of what I would want in the first drop. And I think it's such a common thing to occur where you spend so much time writing the first drop that you concentrate on it so heavily. And then the second drop, you sort of have a bit more freedom and you start messing around to try and get more variation on what you've already made. When really sometimes it's good to blend the two back again.
Right, yeah.
Elements of the second drop should be in the first, and then you can make a second drop from that concatenated first.
Yeah. So you're kind of almost like giving little teasy bits of the second drop in the first drop, so they make a little bit more sense there. Because there was a time where there was a lot of people were like, come on, where's the second drop? Where's the second drop? And I think some DJs have started playing out more of the tunes or just dropping the second drop. But I think they're almost like you could almost be a victim of that, where you focus too much on the second drop in that type of way that it doesn't correlate as much with the first one.
Yeah, and unfortunately in this sort of era of drum and bass, a lot of people won't listen to the second drop. And I don't think that's a good thing. I think you should listen to the whole tune, but if you're DJing, sometimes the good bits that you've made in the second drop probably won't be heard.
Yeah.
It's good to potentially get everything up front.
Oh, okay.
People.
Right. Okay. So completely kind of flipping the arrangement in that type of way and not having it. So so all of the elements are provided to you in a shorter space of time, but in a different way. So they're still keeping people excited. Yeah. Oh, there was something.
Right thing, because I think people should listen to the whole tune, but DJs, they're not going to, are they? So.
No, definitely. There was something that Paul from Click said to me when he was interviewing me in a podcast, where he was saying, like, back in the 60s, you wouldn't have had somebody playing like, kind of 20 seconds of a Rolling Stones tune, then 20 seconds of a Beatles tune, and then 20 seconds of, like a Marvin Gaye tune or something like that, all at once, all over each other. And that's kind of what we do with drum and bass, in a way that we only play these kind of little snippets and then we've quickly mixed out of it and stuff. And it's a shame that music isn't kind of given that space to breathe in that type of way, really, and roll out, and that none of us have got any patience anymore, I think, really, isn't it?
It's TikTok brain.
Yeah, TikTok brains. Even though I don't have TikTok, I've got the tockiest brain. Now on to someone who's been here right since the very start of the stream, and a good friend of mine. It's Plasmator. We've released some of his music. Never actually done an official release, like as in kind of one of the paid releases, but done at least no, hang on. Were you on the... hang on. Whoa. Sorry, the SoundCloud just started there. No, stop. Right, there we are. I can't remember if you were on the VA. I don't think you were. Or no, you're on the free download one. We've done free downloads with Plasmator yet. It's only a matter of time before we release some of his music. I mean, Plasmator is around and releases on a lot of different labels and makes amazing music. And he's been a really, really like a top, very vocal supporter of me and One More Thing since I launched One More Thing. So huge big ups to Alex. Right, are you ready? This is called Goddamn, which I'm excited by that. That's a wicked title already.
Here you go, I've got it now.
Okay, right, so this is Goddamn, and I can't goddamn wait. 3, 2, 1. You were on the first one, yeah. Personally, I blame the drugs, Hash, but then secondly, I would blame the parents, definitely. And then technology. Oh, I like that. So let me just quickly share Plasmator's SoundCloud there. I really can't tell where this is going to go. Okay. We're up for the races. This is a galloper. Okay. That was a very, very sudden energetic switch. I like that. You want some mid bass after the horns. Where would that be? So that's when you've got the bum bum bum. Oh. Is that the type of mid bass that you're after? That's great. Hey, brilliant. You saw that coming. You willed that into existence. I definitely like that. And yeah, immediately feels right. Lovely. That was really, really cool. Where obviously Shift was like, I want some mid bass, and I was thinking, where would that go? And then suddenly, like you could really kind of hear where that would fit in. Could that mid bass be included right from the start? Because it did feel like there was something slightly missing. But then when that mid bass did come in, that was great. I'm wondering whether the instrument needs to be a bit more harder hitting or slightly different sound to what it is at the moment. I didn't hear it as a horn. I don't know what I heard it as, but it sounded a little bit thin. But I kind of like that. Suddenly, like it's soft, like disarming kind of intro, and then suddenly, boom, 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 boom. Does it need some kind of big toms with it or something like that? Like I'm almost thinking like some type of fucking like score from a film, like with an orchestra there, where you'd have someone on those big drums with those massive sticks with fluffy bits on the end and stuff like that. What are you saying, Callum?
Intro amazing, sort of Calibre-esque pianos and strings fading in and out. Really good. The drop, to me, the first section of it sounded like it was setting up for like a bait and switch, and then it would drop back into a normal sort of drum and bass groove. I'm trying to think of the best way to explain it.
No, like a lot of people are doing, like what's been kind of quite popular in drum and bass really recently, really, isn't it? Where it's kind of got that kind of fake drop, basically.
Exactly, it's ready for that. You've got the first sort of two bars set up where it's the horn stabs coming in with the sort of staggered break, and then you switch it to a normal drum and bass beat of the kick on the first and then on the off beat and the snares on the second and fourth. You do that with a long sort of extended bass that you've already got in the second drop. You've got all the elements there, but I do feel like that I was sort of waiting for it to switch.
Right, go on. Cool. Plasmid is into that idea as well. That sounds really cool. Do you want to move your microphone just slightly closer to your mic? When you move your head away, it goes to say, yeah, it just loses a tiny bit of volume. Yeah, I think that would be great, really. I think, like, you know, like you say, it's a rough sketch there. You can see all of the bits, and I love the little kind of switches into drums, which is a bit of a kind of signature of yours anyway, I would say there. But it's got all the drama and all the hallmarks of a future Plasmid banger. That's wicked. Really, really cool. Right, let's keep it moving now to Iltech the Cutter. I don't think he's in the chat. Maybe he is. From America, again, regular on this show. Brilliant feedback. So this is wicked. So right, are you ready for this? This is called Soul Music.
Yep, got it.
Cool. And I met Iltech. I think he does a lot of stuff on the Discord with Vision and Noiser and stuff like that. I think that's when we first kind of got in touch. When I started working on Vision Radio. Okay, so this is called Soul Music. Let's go. 3, 2, 1. Oh, I know what I've done. There we go. Is it my computer just being a bit weird, or is there a slight kind of jarring with the TikToks and the automation on the bass there?
It's jumping about a lot.
Soul music.
Wow. Wow.
Soul music. Soul music.
Wow. Hey. Jeez. This is different. I'm liking this. Yeah. Unhinged is definitely the word. Oh.
Soul
This is grisly, unruly, unhinged, unapologetic.
Jesus.
Wow. I mean, like, in terms of its abrasiveness and its unapologeticness and the fact that it's not soulful in any way, amazing.
No soul about that.
No, I mean, I think it's rough around the edges and possibly purposefully so. I think it does need a little bit of kind of cleaning in the mix, and that automated kind of bass which drives the tune along could do with a little bit more refinement to me. Like at the start, I didn't know if I was getting a bit of lagging, and the kind of the tick-tock at the start and that bass weren't quite gelling, but you could tell that something really fucked up was about to happen. I mean, it was the vocal sample necessary? I mean, it kind of is, just for the irony of it. But I didn't know if it completely, if the tune really needed it in that type of way. But we haven't heard anything like that at all tonight. That was in a league of its own, really, in terms of its character and what it was trying to say and what it was trying to do.
Yeah, completely unique, in a very good way. I don't think I've heard a tune like that before, which is great. I have no feedback on the mix because I don't even know how you did that.
Go on.
Yeah, cool. It would be nice if it just relented a little bit, maybe, just arrangement-wise. That's probably all I can feedback on. But then again, if you're going for that sort of just doom music, then maybe there is no relenting in it.
Yeah.
Like some sort of contrast, maybe, in an element of it, because it was pretty much intro, then 2.5 minutes of just in your face, which is completely fine. I loved it, but I don't know, maybe something to take on board.
Yeah, no, I like that. I think, like, for me, it's quite reminiscent of stuff by, like, DJs or artists like Cy Begg and stuff like that, or Square Pusher even, where you've got something really quite, or more recently and much more in the One More Thing kind of Camp and Family Glitch Girl, where you have these kind of moments, Moody Good as well. Yeah, go on, really good reference point there. And then suddenly you'd have these kind of moments of beauty, absolute beauty, and you'd have, like, you know, it used to confuse me about that type of music, like quite experimental electronic and breakcore and stuff like that, and even when you got into the real extreme fields like kind of speedcore and extra tone and stuff like that, what really appeals to me about that music is the moment that you've got this kind of abrasiveness and then suddenly these moments of absolute purity and euphoria. And again, I got goosebumps now thinking about that, like that contrast. And I think that track could be broken up with a moment where you have got something incredibly soulful, and then it just goes back into the gutter again. Like, but that was in a league of its own. And I'm always asking for I'm always hoping for and pining for originality in anything. So it was amazing. Iltech, I don't think you're in the chat today, but I know that you'll be watching this later on. Phenomenal, just a phenomenal idea in that way. And yeah, I think I would like to, I'll put that on my USB and have a little play with it just to see how that kind of stands up against other tunes that I play. Super interesting. So we've got 6 more tunes left. I'd say we're probably going to be going until about 9:20, something like that. I don't think I'm going to be able to go
do a very quick toilet break. But
a toilet break
to listen to this tune, I'll run back. I've drank 4 pints of water before this.
Okay, cool. Well, I will just pad it out for a minute and just kind of share you run to the toilet. I mean, I will start playing it anyway, but I'll let him run to the toilet and just, there we go. We're going to share that Cygnus link again. And yeah, just Sonnet, his EP is coming out. We're going to start rolling out premieres. We've got premieres for all of the tracks. They're going to start rolling out from Friday onwards. And thank you all for joining. Like, there's been some really consistent viewers, consistent chat and stuff. It's been amazing. It's great to bring the demo drop back. I'm really happy that I brought it back. And I'm really happy that the internet has worked so far. I mean, who knows what's going to happen in the last half an hour. But if it doesn't, then we'll just do these 6 tracks after. We've... oh no, what's it saying here? What's it gone? Encoding overloaded? Oh, I don't know. No, I'm not going to, as I'm saying about the internet going down. Right, this is One Trowel. I think he's definitely been on one. I mean, he came to me via Mark at Brain Rave, who is Mark, who was my mentorship student for some time. It's only 2 minutes long, so I'm just going to pad it out for just a minute or two longer. Where is One Trowel from? Let me tell you. He's from Austria, like home, probably per capita is up there with like Holland, the Netherlands, for really successful and great and awesome. Hey, he's coming back. There we go. I have managed to pad it out really nicely. And as he sits down, no, there we go. Cool. So we can do it. We can do it in sync. He's got his 2 headphones on. There we go. I have managed to just waffle and yap. Thank you, everybody. No, I've kind of wondered about doing the same, but I'm not going to. Because I got to go down 2 flights of steps, and I'll probably get involved in a conversation, then forget that I'm doing this, and you'll be waiting for me up here, and it'll all be a shame. So 3, 2, 1. Are you ready? Have you got it up?
It's the One Troll.
One Troll. That's it. Yeah.
Perfect.
Cool. 3, 2, 1. Wow, that was quite loud for me. I'm going to turn that down just a touch. Big orchestral vibes. Quite a few kind of orchestral-y type of things. Can't tell where this is going to go. Let's get Camo and Crooked on the phone again now. Wow. I'm not talking too much over it because I know how short this tune is. Now for me, because this is already finishing now, which is just like kind of decaying away, for me, at that point, it should have gone into a like a 4/4 bit. This could be extended. It's criminal that this is only 2 minutes 12 seconds, and that a minute of that is a really elongated kind of chord decay type thing. Like sounds a bit like a Paul Stretch type of thing. That had so much promise, a bit like a vacation or a holiday as we call them in the UK. It's over too quickly. There was something really dramatic, interesting, exciting about that. I mean, I would probably use that if I was playing like breaks or dubstep and I wanted to up it. Then an intro like that would be the perfect kind of way of upping it without it jarring in any type of way. So many cool kind of elements and feelings in that. I feel that could be quite a lot longer. Where do you sit on that? I feel like you would play a tune like this, Callum.
100% right up my street. I would love to know the decision behind it being that short, especially because I see in the title it says V3 Master, so it's already been through some sort of mastering at 2 minutes 12. The drop itself is really good. There's so many elements of it, like really thoughtful placements of Foley coming across your stereo field. The side training on the kick, really good. Just drops everything out and just sometimes only just get a kick. The bass is all chopped up really nicely, and the melody still comes through, even though it's quite fragmented. But yeah, 2 minutes 12 is just criminal. If you make a tune that good, make it for 6 minutes.
But I think that's the old school way. I mean, I think we're kind of, you're a lot younger than me, but I think, you're showing your age there as well. I think one child looking at the picture of him on SoundCloud looks, kind of very fresh-faced and young, and maybe that is, and I can think of bunching tracks and Caracal Project tracks and stuff like that, which are kind of maybe 20 seconds longer, but when we're talking about, kind of 20 seconds. But in a set, if you want to have that impact maybe for an intro or an outro, maybe that's all you need really in that type of way, and those big kind of beatless intros and outros, maybe reduce them a bit so you've got more of the actual kind of groove. But I feel like if I was mixing that at that end point, before the kind of big chord comes in, I would go into a 4/4 thing. It felt like it was ready to go into a 4/4 thing and using those same chords. That was really, really cool. I'd be interested to know if you've had interest on that on other artists who's playing that type of stuff. Have I shared? I think the tune was so short, I didn't even get enough time to share his SoundCloud. So here we go. Let me share that in there. Yeah. Camo and Crooked, definitely. I've got a hotline to them. But, I mean, they would have a field day on stuff like this. And Camo and Crooked, if you ever just happen to watch this, and I very much doubt you do, you had Sonnet's EP about 2 months before you got the promo through, which you responded to, but you never responded to the demo, the dubs that I sent you. So, always, if I'm sending you music, I'm sending it to you for a reason, but then I get sent so much music that I don't get around to playing or checking. It is impossible to get back to everybody and listen to everything. And that's kind of the beauty of it as well, because it means we're all playing different things and picking up on different things. And many years ago, it wasn't the case. All drum and bass heads would know about all drum and bass tunes to a degree. So this is Captor now, CPTR. I know I have seen you in the chat. I don't know if you're still in the chat, because it's been, we're on borderline 2 hours now. Right, okay, so are you ready? Have you got this lined up? Captor's from Germany. I think last time I was a little bit critical about a vocal that you used, and I really let's just see where this is at. I'm not going to say anything because I'll tempt fate or something. Right, okay, 3, 2, 1. It's called Dog Bones. I like that.
I'm going to say I love that.
Yeah. And Captor's been a regular on the show as well. Oh no. Very clear drums, really, really clear, cutting through really nicely. Hey, you're still here, brilliant.
Dog in my place. You see a dog, Star? I don't see a dog.
Oh. Oi, 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 oi. Oh. Yeah. Hash is a fan. Shift is a fan. This is Grizzly. Ooh. This is ticking a lot of boxes for me. And what's really funny, if you all click onto his SoundCloud, the face that Captor is pulling, because of the way that I've got my browser organised, he's pulling the type of face that you would pull when you drop a tune like this. Cheeky. Like, you know what you've just done here.
Tough dog.
Yeah, bringing it right down. I'm really loving these grungy bass lines. A lot of people, Waze is doing it as well. There's another one that we had on Vision Radio recently. And they're the equivalent. They sound like they're reminiscent to me of when you used to put a can on your back wheel on your bike and make it sound like... Ooh. Ash needs to lie down. Oh, yeah. That's quite techno-y. That's sick. I wasn't expecting that either. So even when I thought I got my head around the character of this tune, you've done something different again. That's really clear. That's really, really nicely produced. That's the 4/4 I wanted on the last tune. Yeah. Man, wicked. Now I'll tell you something, right? When you release this, if you release this, drop these bits at the end if you want to have like plays, because a lot of streams won't pick up because a lot of people will just skip through the track there at the end. As DJs, that's great because you can loop that a little bit or anything. It's a really nice way to mix out. But when, like, because I thought it was going to be another 20 seconds of tune there and not just of sound. And because of the way that these streaming sites don't count your stream unless it's a full play. So just be really, really wary of that. I mean, that's not a really horrible, cynical kind of wanting you to get more plays type of tip, but it's a feedback that I've given somebody else who I'm side the music of, where there was this huge tail at the end of the track, and the track was already quite long. But anyway, that's like a really, really minor thing. That was phenomenal. That was one of my favourites. The sound of that, the impact of that, the fact that I couldn't really tell where it was going, and even in the middle bit, I thought I had my head around where it was going and what it was doing. It didn't. All sorts of bassline evolutions and mutations. It never sat still. That was really, really exceptional. That was really good. And can I download it and put it on my USB? Yes, I fucking can. Callum, what are you saying?
Great. Really cool. Similar style that you hear quite a lot, but the sound design really set it apart from that. So it's really good that you found a scene within drum and bass, but then you've also made your mark on that scene.
Yeah,
which is really cool. The bass design super threw me off. Wasn't expecting that at all. Really cool bass design, and sort of you carried it throughout the whole tune, really. Just quite difficult to do for something that's just like a repetitive, like 8th note or 16th note. I think it was.
Yeah.
And to keep that fresh, and then to in the second drop before the 4 on the floor, switch it over to sort of a little similar style jump up drum beat. So you're still using the same elements, but you've just completely flipped it. Really cool.
Yeah, really cool. That's a really, really good point, because it's very much kind of on vogue at the moment, but also completely, it doesn't sound like you're jumping on a bandwagon. It sounds like you're joining in with a certain vibe. And yeah, those grungy bass lines, like I do, I'm really, really feeling them. Way more than kind of the higher frequency bass lines and stuff like that, which we've had recently, or even the frog ones as well. But it's funny, just the way that my screens are organised, your cheeky face, that's the perfect face that one would pull when you make a tune like that, or when you drop a tune like that. So I think we are on to... right. Yes, Athera. Right, we're on to the last 4 tracks now. We are kind of wrapping up. So this is Athera, who has been in the chat as well throughout the whole of the show. So big up, mate. Thank you for sticking with us as well. I appreciate like people who had their tracks like towards the end, kind of sitting there waiting like, oh God, I promised that I'd be doing something else with my life, but I'm still here listening to other people's music, and it's great. Right, okay. Are you ready for this? Let's go. 3, 2, 1. This is called Alien Farm, by the way. Again, another brilliant title, to be honest. Who farms aliens? Personally, I would farm apples and make cider. Oh. This is promising. Okay. Ooh. Oh no. Have we gone offline? I think we might have gone offline.
I don't know, I can still hear.
I don't know if Restream is streaming still. I'm just going to let it play. Oh no. Shift is still here. Meech is still here. That's great. I like the way it's rising up. Okay, great. Oof. Well, I'm definitely following you, Athera. I think this is the first time you've been on the demo drop, so thank you very much for getting involved. Welcome on board. Thank you for taking part. There's a lot going on in this. There's a touch of the Belgians to this in those kind of higher frequency bits. That's nice. I know I've already got someone in mind who I would like to send this music to, who I know would be really into it. Not that like I'm into it, but I know a man who runs a label who a lot of the music that he plays has this type of vibe. Really, really interesting, super cool sounds. I really clipped this.
Right.
Got that kind of line between jump up and neuro in that way, the kind of VC kind of vibe. But Chiz, Mark, who used to work with me, is still a very good friend of mine, and always will be. But Brainrave is his label, and I would like to send that to him. I think he would be, even just as a DJ, I think he'd be really interested in playing something like that and hearing something like that. It's got that line. There's a few DJs who I can think of would actually really be into playing a tune like that. It kind of just sounds like there's just pots and pans just flying at you, but narrowly missing in that kind of Matrix style. Really, really very well maintained, and it doesn't go too chaotic, but you just perfectly balanced kind of chaos there. What do you think of it, Callum?
Yeah, really good. Sound design on point. I've just followed you on Instagram, so if you want to chat about sound design at some point, that'd be pretty sick. Because I'd love to know how you did all that. Yeah, really cool. I love all the sort of breaks in the bass line, in the drop, and then there'd just be like a fill. Really cool, sort of metal genre sort of vibe. Really like that. Just super grungy, like chuggy.
Yeah, and Captors here said like it's giving him a face vibe and that you should try Neo Signal as well. And that's great that you've actually got a tune coming out on Brainrave already. That's brilliant. Yeah, that's like really. I think it must be such a fine line when you're doing bass design and stuff like that to not just get too carried away and just go too crazy. Wow, showing a bit of leg there.
Pants on,
yeah.
Sorry, window.
Was it? I mean, when you're on that kind of bass design tip, I imagine it'd be very easy to get carried away and kind of forget that you're making something musical as well. And that line between funk and groove and texture and science is really interesting, isn't it?
Yeah, really cool. I've thought that's really good. I can't say any more than that, really. I think the mix was great. Nothing stood out as being weird or unnecessary. Everything in its right place.
Yeah, definitely. Brilliant. Right, we're on to the final three. We've got Direct now, Fergus, who has really sent in some of the weirdest sounding bass lines we've ever had on this show. And then two of you who are still in the chat then to wrap up, Meech and I8 as well. So yeah, we are wrapping up. This is the final three. And this has been amazing. This has been such... Oh, no. Oh, wow. Okay, the item has been deleted. All right. Okay. Well, fine. Sorry, Direct there. But that's great. That means I get to have my tea a tune earlier. Brilliant. So this is... Right, do we pronounce it Meech? Now, you have been on the show before, but as Vagrants, Vagrants or Vagants. You're that nerd with the visualizers that I talked about at the beginning. I think you kind of have to be, really, but it's finding the balance, isn't it, between kind of being a slave to the... make or meek? I still don't know when an A is before an E. I mean, that's Mike. That's Mike, because I live in a place called Blind-Garrow, and that's like A before the E there, and that's blind, but that's Welsh. And I believe you're German. No, Portuguese, I think. Oh, man. I'm just going to get on with the tunes and not try and guess everybody's nationality. All right, this is called 1, 2, Ready, Touch. Which almost sounds like a really dodgy game that one might play. I'll say 1, 2, Ready, Touch. Again, yeah, right, okay. Oh, yeah, sorry. Right, cool. Right, 3, 2, 1. Oh. Right, okay. Spanish. I was close. So it's Mike. Nice. Nice to wrap up with some slower stuff. I believe I8's tune is a dubstep one as well coming on. Oh, yes. Oh, that's great. Yeah. Interesting that it kind of reminds me of like the era of dubstep, that kind of dub police kind of era from which MLK came from, who Sonnet is just given a massive bootleg to, which actually I'm going to stick in the chat This is great. There we go. I'm just going to share this because it's on a dubsteppy tip. This is really nice and dramatic. So there we go. This is a remix bootleg there. I'm sharing by Sonnet of MLK because it kind of reminds me of those era. The Black Sheep Bar in Croydon. Did you used to go there, Hash? I've emailed somebody. Who's the MC? Really, really famous MC from dubstep. And he told me all about the Black Sheep Bar. Wow. Super formative time for dubstep. Brilliant. That bit's good. There's some nice kind of subtle garage elements in the percussion on the drums here as well. Yeah. Go on. Wow. Loads and loads and loads of different bass textures, but I never at any point did it feel like there were too many, but the variety in there was awesome. There's a bit where it kind of goes da, 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 and it kind of feels like I don't know if it's purposefully a bit rough on those cuts or not, because it's a bit jagged, but I kind of like that as well. There's a real mood and a real tension all the way through that. Callum, what did you think? I know you love your dubstep.
Yep, very similar to the sort of tunes I was playing with you at BMC.
Yeah, very much like.
Love this sort of stuff at the moment. Sort of a mix of the tops in the end bit when you started filtering them out were very burial-esque, sort of very like Foley samples. But bass design is really good. It's quite similar to sort of other things that I've heard, which isn't a bad thing. You can definitely hear where the influences come from. But yeah, really great tune. Liked it. Sometimes it went a bit 4 on the floor, which I thought was kind of cool. And if it went that way as well, would also be kind of cool.
Yeah. There were little kind of echoes of other elements. Yeah, like the kind of houseier element and the garage element and stuff there. Really, really cool. So is that because that's a different alias, I think. Let me just get up the last tune. I don't want to kind of mess around too much with emails and trying to find out. But tell us a bit more about the Mike project, because you have been on the demo drop before. Here we go. I'm sending in my Instagram. There we go. Nice one. Thank you for that, and I will follow you back. Right, so I'm going to put on the very last tune. It's I8. Now, I'm really sorry because you got in touch last time, and then the whole demo drop thing kind of failed, and it was a shame because you were a new person to submit. And I know that you're friends with Jan Deerhill, if I'm remembering facts right. And he has been raving about you as well. So I'm really excited to hear this. I did eventually check your demo when I knew that demo drop wasn't going to happen. I did check it relatively recently, the last one that you sent. So I'm aware of your abilities now, and I'm really excited about this. I know you had a previous name, and I think I had Cock in it. Was it Cocky or something like that? I have vague memories of information. I'm sorry if I'm spitting out the wrong information about you here. It's been a long stream and it's been an amazing stream. And before we play this last tune, I want to thank everybody who's taken part, everybody who's submitted, everybody who's been with us all the way through the stream. I want to thank you, Callum, as well. Like, this has been wicked and you've really enjoyed it and given some great feedback. And yeah, you've added loads to this stream. It's been brilliant.
Oh, thank you for having me. It's been great. Really enjoyed it. If you ever want someone back, drop me a message.
It's really cool. When it works with another person, I would love to have a co-host on it all of the time. I mean, especially somebody who's technical, because then it kind of fills in the gaps. I don't feel as much pressure then as well. I mean, it's different when I'm on my own and I rinse through them a bit quicker and I'm probably a bit more flippant. But when I'm with a technical person, I think it's a really nice balance. Right, so here we go. This is the last tune of the demo drop. So here we go. It's The Most by I8. I ate all the pies. Whoa! I like this. This is different. Cocky it was. Yes, go on. I'm liking the sound of this. I like weird. You can feel it building, but really can't tell where it's going. Sick! Really, really nice and clear around all of the drum elements. Okay. Oh, there's something almost gamey about this, isn't there? Like, we're on an adventure. Oh, brilliant. I'm only just looking at the chat there now. I kind of got a little bit lost for a second. Yeah, F off, oi. And I'd love to play this. I'm definitely going to play this. There we go. Ah, no download. Yeah, that adorned the kind of drama that I like and the weirdness and the interesting instruments. I've got goosebumps again. Told a story. It told a story and it took us on an adventure. You could kind of imagine it in a game as well. Yeah, that pushes a lot of buttons for me and a great way to end the show as well. Like, that was brilliant. What did you think, Callum?
Yeah, you're making music that I would wish I could make.
Oh, wow.
It's so sick. I know I've said it to about 6 tunes today, but that was my favourite.
Brilliant.
Great way to end it. I've just followed you on SoundCloud, so yeah, great, mate. Really.
Yeah. I just double checking, right? I'm doing that as well. Yeah, really, really interesting. Really interesting. Brilliant. Thank you so much. Have I shared? Yes, I have shared. All right. Sorry. I8 had to share his own SoundCloud, so I'm really sorry. Cool. And then I just need to share this one last time. It's the Cygnus link for the releases coming out on August the 10th. There will be more shows like this in the future, and there will be more collaborations with people who submit to the shows where we do stuff like this and where we do releases. Keep an eye out for all of the kind of stuff that we've got rolling out with Sonnet. I'm really kind of pushing the boat out promo-wise, and we've been working on it. We've had a great guy, Lee UHF, who's been working on the promo for us. I think, when did we start getting that promo out? February? March? I think it was.
Yeah.
I think I had it with A.M.C in February and then March. So we've really worked it like a kind of, a real, like in a traditional kind of way that a release would be promoted to a certain degree. And yeah, anybody who I've said I'm going to get in touch with you after this about the tune or anything like that, I want to do spoken word for you. I think I need to have a little conversation with you, Shift as well. And everybody, thank you so much for sending us music. Plasma Tour, I'm looking forward to seeing you on Halloween. Everybody support Sonnet's Melon EP on the 10th of August. We'll be back, whether it'll be in a month's time or not. If my internet is all right, I'd love to bring this back on the regular. I really love the community and everything and everybody who's getting involved. And please, I'll let you all know when it's up on YouTube properly with the track list, and I'll send you over the Dropbox so you can do your chops and share it. And thank you. Have a good night. And thank you very much, Callum.
Well, then welcome. Thanks for having me. Been
wicked.
Really
nice one. Yeah, me too. Me too. Cool. Thank you. See you all soon. Peace. There we go. Stop streaming. Stop recording. Thank you, internet. Thank you, Vodafone.
So good.
Oh.